Hello, you are live with the Staple Group. I'm doing this handheld for my truck, so this is such a beautiful day, a bit cloudy, but yeah, I know I haven't shaved. I've been in airports for 2 straight days. My voice is going bad. Trying to get sick here, but I'm not having any of that. We're not going to get sick. We're not doing that. I'm not having any of it. I have to say, 007, XRP 007, Rob, shout out to you, brother. What an incredible weekend it was. 48 hours to get home was a bit much. I'd do it all over again, all of it. I met that many great people. I had such a great time. Todd Bonney, Zips Tips, Mel Carmine and I did an hour-and-a-half long conversation that I think you guys should really check out. That will be on my show actually here in the next week, or I'd say next couple of days. I am going to do a live show this coming Thursday night, and that will be on schedule. Hopefully, I'm not going to be driving my truck around and having any issues where I'm without internet. Some of you might remember a story about the Swiss banker. This is a valley on the way to my house, okay? In and out of my house. I look right straight up that canyon, if you can see that. Right back up there, about 2,000 foot higher elevation. And that's on the way to the Sierras. That's a national park right up in those mountains. Kind of cloudy, you can't see up there right now. Those are snow-capped mountains all behind me. So I met a Swiss banker on this exact road. I know, middle of nowhere, there is no cell service. I'm recording this on my phone. I'm as blown away as you. Actually, he was part of the compliance department of his Swiss bank, which he doesn't work at anymore. Actually, that bank, Credit Suisse, is where he worked, and they don't even exist anymore. They were bought out by UB, I believe. So, all right, I want to talk about, first of all, the liquidity that came to China. I know last week many of us heard that China had I think it was 1.2 trillion that went into their stock market to back up their banks. It went directly to the banks. The banks were in agreement that they were going to go ahead and place it into their markets, not their commodities markets, their stock market. And the banks liquefied the entire system. What they just did over the last year or two is just like we went through in '08. Remember, they had that whole crash in their real estate market and their banking real estate market. So they had to bail that out. Well, now just last 2 weeks ago, they just bailed out their banks to the point of 1.2 trillion, not yuan, because yuan's 7 to 1. No, not yuan. That's the equivalent value of 1.2 of US dollars. Just today, same thing came across the wire. The only difference is what they did today was it's for liquidity of risk assets. In other words, they're going to buy not all risk assets, but they're going to buy precious metals. They're going to buy stocks. They're going to buy cryptocurrencies with all of this. They want to turn their entire economy around with liquidity. It's their plan. They feel like their only hope for turning their country around in an economic sense is to inject liquidity. China's doing it. That means Europe has to do that. That means the U.S. will be doing it, because you cannot compete with that, because their citizens are going to want to buy, purchase, invest in products, and that's going to create a demand around the world. That demand around the world will create profits all around the world. Those profits come to you and I, in particular, when you're talking about risk on assets. That is happening right now in China. That means Europe's probably next. That means the U.S. is after that. I want to talk real quickly about the ETFs that are coming to the UK. It's because they came to Europe, what was that, 2 weeks ago now? 2 weeks ago, Europe started their ETFs and buying Bitcoin, at least for ETFs, and they are putting pressure on the UK, which was, you can't even hardly buy Bitcoin in the UK. I don't know if you guys know that, and then now because of BlackRock went in yesterday, I believe it was, and I believe Fidelity's next, and there's going to be a few others that are going to be selling ETFs to the Brits. I think the Brits are looking for a lot of reasons to get out of a lot of what they're doing. Mana, sorry about the car. What they're looking to do is to get out of some of their real estates. A lot of Brits, a lot of Europeans are leaving Europe, and that's an avenue for them to take their money out of the country by purchasing ETFs overseas, like the US. So the Brits were forced to actually have to do this for their own citizens, because that way it allows them to actually invest in Bitcoin, keep the money in-house, if you will, in country, and with a legal ETF in their own country. That's why they're doing it. They're not doing it because they're in favor of any of these things. They're still fighting us, and we all know that. Choke point 2.0 is being abolished, if you will, here in the US, but it is not overseas. They're still really got their boot on their neck of the crypto world. They were forced to do that because the amount of liquidity that would be leaving their nation. Don't get this wrong, people. That's the only reason why they did it. I got to make this video real short because actually I'm really cold out here. And I've been in the airport for 2 days, and I think I'm coming down with a little something, and you know what that's like when you're out in the cold. But I really want to thank everybody for what they did over the weekend. People were so kind and so generous to me and so unbelievable. I felt like I was with family the entire weekend. Any of you, if you get a chance to go and get to a meetup with other XRP people, you have to do this. It's mandatory. Sorry about the cars going by. It's not what I'd call a busy traffic road in and out of my town, but there is a car occasionally here and there. You've got to do these meetups. They're incredible. I am trying to steal, Bonnie, Todd, and I are trying to steal Rob and XRP 007, and we're trying to get him to Vegas, and I hope he takes our offer. It's going to be fantastic to have him in the booth. As many of you know, I have a booth in Las Vegas, and I will be, well, I think I've already mentioned it here. I'm going to be broadcasting to 23 nations and 10 different languages. And what my idea basically is to get all the content providers, even content people that I don't even know or maybe we don't see eye to eye. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I met so many people that follow Rob's show that have never even seen my show over the weekend. That was great. I'm meeting new XRP family people. Not to promote my show. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm trying to say is I want you to get the perspective of all the other crypto channels that cover the things that you're interested in and get their opinion, their view, what happened at the show, what's going on at XRP show, and get their perspective. And that way we can commingle the family together and we can all figure out who we all are and love each other equally. All right? I'm going to get going with that one. I hope you appreciate this quick little video. I had to shoot. I am doing a full-length show this coming Thursday night, 5:30 Western, 8:30 Eastern, and I am really excited about doing that show, and I will see you then. Remember, I love you all. Be well.